a key part of the wedding ecosystem, from tourism to tech and to financing. So let's dive into what's happening and what's shaping the future of our future wedding industry. So first, we would like to invite wedding planner Miss Letitia, Matron of Honor, Elysium Weddings President and co-founder of the Associations of Wedding Professionals. Letitia, let's give Letitia a big round of applause. Please welcome Letitia. And from a wedding vendor platform, we have Mr. Chris Wong, Vice President, Sales and Marketing of Bride Cakes and Berhad. Yes, and thank you so much for your shout out to make the whole world know that we are hosting an event here. And from Tourism Strategy, we have Encik Solehuddin Ahmad, Senior Deputy Director of the International Promotion Division, Asian Africa Tourism Malaysia. Salam sejahtera. Let's give Encik Solehuddin a big round of applause. Last but not least, we have a healthcare financing company. We have Mr. Ranjit Singh, CEO of Amden Capital St. John Berhad.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jingu and I will be the moderator for today. Alright, so is everyone curious on what topics we are going to be talking about by looking at our panelists here today? So we're going to be talking about Wedding Without Borders, how wedding tourism is shaping Malaysia event economy today. So of course, first of all, we wanted to look at the bigger picture, the landscape of wedding tourism, because Malaysia has grown into a wedding tourism destination. So my first questions I would like to address to Tourism Malaysia, Encik Solehuddin Ahmad. What role do weddings play in Malaysia tourism and event economy right now?
Okay, good evening. First of all, of course, I would like to say thank you to the organizer for inviting me to this event, as well as congratulations to KLWW on your 16th anniversary. Congrats, Tishan and the teams. So, of course, when we will talk about the wedding. So, as a tourism mission, as a government office, I can see under the MOTEC Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. And we will see that wedding, we can call it as a wedding destinations. We are now doing promoting Malaysia as wedding destination, especially to the main major market that contributes a lot, which is India. So we're really focusing on the India market, then later on we followed by a few other markets as well, like China and also in Asian countries as well. So we have done our preparations because we're going to focus for the next year for Visit Malaysia 2026 and of course forwards year and soon and later. And then when we talk about wedding destinations, actually is shaping a lot of, especially in economy, for the Malaysian economy, because it's helping a lot of not only the providers, but also we can call it is our local communities. That is really important. As we look into the CBT, community-based tourism, when we have such a big influx of movements of tourists come to Malaysia, of course, we will see lots of spending. So that is very important for the tourism industry. And it not only contributes or giving some, I think, piece of cake, not only into the accommodations, or not only into the wedding planner, but it's actually involved a lot. It involves F&B. It also involves here we have the photographer, we have also the entertainment teams as well. So it's actually shaping lots, it's shaping a lot of industry. It's helping. But of course, for tourism Asia, we look into as overall and big picture. So means that it contribute not only into brand specific vendors, but the main thing is to the contributions to the communities.
That's right. So, from a vendor's perspective, we would like to know how Tourism Malaysia supports or planning to support.
Planning to support.
Monetary support or not monetary
Yeah.
support? Pretty much as a national priority, yes.
I met Letitia.
We would be delighted if you announce a monetary support,
Letitia said so that she's always like sending proposals to different nations, but there's no response from us. Okay, let's say like this. Okay, I'm as the head units of South Asia. So of course, and my focus into the 6 countries under the South Asia. And for the wedding, India is the biggest one. So we can call it that's a big fat wedding. So if we talk about India markets, last year, for the wedding itself, in India and also outside for the India markets, they spent like 130 billion US dollar. So most only not even quarter means 5,000 of the wedding in India are doing in overseas. Okay? As average spending of I think for 200,000 US dollar, the minimum average spending of Indian markets when they do wedding in overseas. The maximum they can go reach 750,000. Don't talk about Ambani. Ambani is beyond than that. It's beyond than that. So when we look into this, we foresee that it is some things that we need. Because, like I said, of course, we focus on the Asian market, right? And then we need to see where is the other segmentation that can bring a lot and also helping our vendors here in Malaysia. Of course, when we had this Indian wedding, you can see, like I said, the movements of influx of tourists. Because the average that when it's in the wedding here, they will bring like 400 to 650 of their family members. Eh? I've been to one of the wedding Indians in Texas, Hibiscus. I need to mention Texas. I'm sorry, it all set is here. My partners is Astana also here. Okay, all right. I just wanted to share some of the experience there. We had entertained one of the wedding, Indian's wedding, which is the spending, I can say, is around 5 million ringgits for that one's wedding for 4 days and 3 nights. And involves lots of vendors, right? Involves a lot of vendors. So that is actually opportunity and benefits. That brings like 250 staff, all the chef, everything, and the balance of 400 of family members. So as a vendors, like I say, what is opportunity, right? You see, when we say we want to focus for the next year, we already come up with a good plans. We've been in India for OTM Alpha Travel Month, and then we have also with our delegations of 40, where we participate last February, and we also like engage and doing with one of the biggest wedding consultants and media in India, which is Wedding Sutra. So where these consultants are sharing a lot of information on how to tackle, on how to do the Indian wedding in overseas, especially for Malaysia. And for the vendors, we're going to provide as well because for the next year, we're going to have a very similar seminar in Malaysia. And I'm so surprised, I'm really happy because to be here. It is my first time actually for the wedding types of event. I didn't know it's such a big industry. Yeah, yeah.
So we need more
I met
contribution to
Letitia.
even more money.
So now I'm thinking to invite Letitia. I met Patrick's, and then I met Mr. Rami also here, and then Yusa. So it's going to be good platforms. So we're going to have a very successful for the next coming. And then for vendor, I like to also to share one of the initiatives that we're going to do for the next year and onward. Currently, we are preparing for the special incentive for all the DMCs, the wedding planners. For example, I will say like that. If you can bring like 500 packs, especially from India, from China or what, 500 packs of family members together for the one couple weddings. So we will contribute. So far, it's not been approved, but I can share it. My suggestion.
After you said it will be approved.
It's actually a suggestion to the top management. I just wanted to show that the effort because like the teacher said, so this is our incentive. So we're going to provide, for example, to host you one is cultural performance. No, no, not belum lagi, belum. It's not finished yet. One culture program and host either once of the dinner or either host of one of the high tea is total cost of 20,000 US dollar. So we had
Oh.
it. We're preparing for the incentive.
So should I put your QR code of your name card up there so everyone can scan?
I don't.
Well,
But
but make sure that you grab this little
Yes.
name
So
card
so
after
this I
this.
would like to share that for the vendors here. So it's actually a lot of opportunity. I saw it, and of course we will be like be in these segments. I think for long years.
That's a great news for the industry, and I hope there's more collaborations from Tourism Malaysia together with all the industry vendors so that we can push forward. And because, as you can tell, it's a huge chunk of money. So
It is.
let's just
It's
put it
really
that way.
It's very huge.
All right. So another question back to Letitia: what trends are you actually seeing in terms of couples wanting cross borders weddings or destination weddings?
Well, weddings, destination weddings. We have beautiful cities, we have beautiful highlands and beaches. So we can beat Bali, we can beat Phuket. And some of the times we are cheaper than it. So, and a lot of couples want a wedding that's different, right? They want a journey. It's not just about coming, going to have dinner and leave. They want an entire experience for themselves and for their guests. It's like when you go on a holiday, you're always in a happy mood. So that's why a destination wedding makes sense. I am all for destination wedding because I really do. So yeah, so destination weddings for the vendors, you have to see it as really big business. So even when it's not destination weddings, it's a $10 billion industry. So with destination weddings, it can double, triple that. So wedding vendors to tap onto it as in not just the wedding, but everything else that you can monetize.
Okay, another question is what do international out of town couples look for when they're choosing a venue or a destination or location?
I would say 50% is logistics, 50% is love, of course. Logistics is they want something easy, meaning that connecting flights, international flights, passports, registration of marriage. When you want to get legally married, it has to be easy for them so that it doesn't take a lot of time, a lot of effort. Because if I were to just look across the border, they could get easily married legally much easier. So that then becomes a pain. So then they don't think about Malaysia. So logistics is 50%. It's a boring subject. Wedding planners will know that logistics is very, very important. And that's actually what the couples do look for.
And back to reality, what are the challenges that you meet when you host cross states weddings, and what are the things that couples are looking at actually?
Well, reality of it is they do need to find local vendors. So even if you've got India couples coming down or China couple coming down, it's these planners or these chefs and all, they don't know our local cuisine, they don't know the local supplies, they don't know local anything. Like for example, if you go to Bali and you get flowers, for example, if I'm a decorator who goes to Bali, you realize that the water is actually very hard. So when you bring flowers there and you don't realize that and you put water in, the waters die and wilt immediately. Now that's something that it's not on a FAQ, it's not on a SOP, it's not on any tourism website, it's something that you know from experience. So meaning that although you've got India couples coming in, you've got China couples coming in, it actually makes more monetary sense and it makes more sense overall to have local vendors to support their wedding. And the thing is that in Malaysia, we've got award-winning photographers, award-winning videographers, we've got gals that are flown in from Paris, we've got award-winning wedding planners. So, which means that really the local community in Malaysia can support the international weddings. And it makes more sense in terms of for us because we've got experience, we've got connection. So for couples that want to get married, destination weddings in Malaysia, this is the place for it.
Yeah, an award-winning MC,
Yes,
an
of course.
award-winning vendor
Definitely.
platform. Okay, so back to Chris. What are the what bridepay.com helping couples bridge the planning gap, especially across different states or locations? Because you're the best platform that we have here.
Oh.
Thank you, Jin. I think that after the pandemic, a lot of us were seeing a lot of backlog being cleared for city weddings, and I think from last year onwards, we are seeing a slight uptick in demand for destination weddings. So if you talk about local destinations, places like Desaru Coast is doing very well, and of course, perennially, Langkawi always does well, and Penang. So we do see a lot of vendors and venues approaching us to be listed in the sense that they view it as a potential once again post-pandemic for couples to travel abroad to have a more personalized wedding at the destinations that they love.
Do you see increased trend from your partners on destination weddings?
Yeah, I think so. We have been seeing actually across social media, if you follow a lot of our partner vendors, wedding planners or photographers, you would do notice an increase in destination weddings in some of these locations that I've mentioned.
And now that we have planners ready, we have Tourism Malaysia having collaborations with all the vendors and the best platform on earth. Now let's talk money. Okay, we have healthcare financing from Amden Capital. So, Ranjit, my questions to you. We know that couples want to look fabulous, amazing before their wedding. So, what do you feel that, from your perspective, what kind of treatments are couple most often seek financing for? And
Actually,
what's driving that demand actually?
it varies. It will. Usually, it's a case not only the couples, the groom's mother. The groom's mother is the most kanchiong. She wants to look really good, right? So it's from plastic surgery, aesthetics, eyebrow lift, Botox, the works of it. But back to what Jack Solihuddin said, right? Destination weddings is making a difference to us because when you have a huge entourage coming in, they will come in at least a couple of weeks earlier, and they will want to look their best. So they will definitely find the best aesthetic clinics to get treatment. And we do not only do healthcare financing, we do healthcare medical tourism as well, inbound and outbound. So that is making a difference to our business. We see more and more people coming in looking for the best. Sometimes, I mean, Malaysia is a known destination for health tourism. So they will scout the area, they'll go to the best surgeons. That's where we come in. We refer them to the best specialists. So they come in, they do their treatments, they do their surgeries, lipo, tummy tuck, facelift, and then a couple of months later, they come in for the wedding with the family.
I need to make sure that I sit straight up. I've been sitting straight up the whole time. Okay, so after the big day, wow, we look fabulous on the big day. So what's next? What are the life stages that often couple can start looking for financing as well?
After wedding is usually family planning. Um, Infertility is on the rise. It's just not a Malaysian issue, it's a global issue. So there are a couple of reasons for that. Um, People are getting married later, right? Couples are tying the knot later. So with that, for women and men are two separate issues. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but we work a lot closely with fertility clinics, right? Um, Women, as you age, your quality of your eggs becomes lesser. So you got a fixed amount of eggs. The numbers drop and the quality becomes lesser. So egg freezing has become a big thing in Malaysia, and Malaysia is a really a known destination for fertility treatment as well. So egg freezing is there, and sperm freezing is not so popular, but it's more egg freezing and fertility treatment. So these are the two that's really post marriage.
So before we look for a boyfriend, we need to look for you to freeze it.
Actually, you're right. It's really becoming. It's the demand is growing. Many women are choosing not to tie the knot, and they say we want to freeze eggs. So you can freeze your eggs for perpetuity. So it's
All
amazing.
right, so that's the new trend. Okay, and then one last question back to MJ Sulaihuddin. Okay, what are the opportunities for all the vendors out here? Because we want to know how we can be. Because you were telling us that next year is a great year, and you have a lot of collaborations ready for us. So how do we get listed, or how do we get to be listed as preferred vendors? With Tourism Malaysia.
Okay. Like Tourism Malaysia, we always do like our sales missions overseas. And of course, for the sales mission, we will choose or we will pick very what will say, delegations that really need to tap the market. So of course, for you guys here, if you want to participate in any sales missions or any programs that related to tourism, especially for any kinds of tourism segmentations, so you can actually register with us. So you can go to our desk. We have three international promotional divisions in tourism nation, looking into Europe, Asia, America, and Oceania. Like me, is under Asia and Africa, and we have another one in Asia. So all desks can register you guys and put in our database. Then later on, when we had the roadshow, like for example, I'm going to have this sales mission, second sales mission to India this ends of October. So we're going to shoot out invitations to all the database that we have. So of course, like that one's another one. And then I just would like to share some of the infos that, of course, I agree with Mr. Ranjit on this because when we talk about weddings, when you're doing, it's actually become more widely that you also promote the medical tourism. And we knew that recently our Minister of Health, already announced Malaysia as the number one medical tourism destination. So is of course is another one more opportunity. And then like to be in the market, especially for I like to be, for example, for these kinds of, we can call it the segmentation is very niche. Wedding destinations is very niche. So then, of course, I would like to share also to remind that I think here Letitia and the team is well doing a very good job. You guys here actually can tailor some of the packages, and then with all that, you have the venues here, you have the bridal shops, you have the FMB types of the things, and then you have Mr. Ramjit here. So you can tailor the package and then, of course, make it ready, and then later on can move with us to, to the markets.
Okay, we'll make sure that everyone registered with Tourism Malaysia in the
Okay,
short while.
again, I have my teams there. I would like to promote my teams there from Asia and Africa, Mr. Zul Muaz. And also would like to introduce, of course, if you are not looking, no need to look for me always. Actually, you can look into, I have my team, also my good friends here, Mr. Edward from my side, Malaysia Convention and Exhibition Bureau. In case you want to do a very big conference here in Malaysia, you will do that.
Yes,
That's why,
exactly.
I introduced you to Mr. Edward. So you can meet that Mr. Edward and Miss Ika there. Okay.
All right, thank you. So one last question. If we wanted to compete with Bali, Thailand to be the next hot destination wedding place, what do we need to do more? Chris.
I think everyone here is looking forward to collaborations, and the B2B, I think for weddings is always very important because we always want to support each other. So I think we can take today's event as a catalyst to get to know each other better and to make sure that you connect after today, not just this evening, but to reach out to each other after today's event so that we can establish some collaborations as we move forward.
And to also get listed on brightpay.com so that everyone, including the couples overseas, can find you easily. Letitia.
I agree with everyone actually. So most important is we have to have the standard to offer to couples, right? So when couples want to come, we must together as a community elevate ourselves and also showcase ourselves that we are who we say we are. We are award-winning. We do have internationally award-winning photographers, videographers, and wedding planners. So we want to just showcase that because to tell the couples from overseas and just that Malaysia is ready. Just come, right? Get married with us.
Mine, of course, for the tourism nation itself, because we, like I say, is that we'll be like all out. I can say we need to be all out, especially for Visit Malaysia 2026. And then we want to make it, Malaysia is not only destinations for wedding, of course, for the others kinds of niche markets. And we as the government offices, a government agency especially, we will be there and helping you, especially, of course, in terms of the policies. And then now we are facing lots of people to come in, especially from the South Asia, facing a lot of immigration types of things. So we will be there and assisting your teams, especially if you are receiving if you are receiving a wedding in overseas and facing problem with immigration, let us know. We will issue a letter, supporting letter to the immigrations for you guys, for easier to access.
Now everybody definitely wants your name card.
Yeah.
Everybody definitely.
You may ask another name card for my team as well. But it's okay, you can reach me because I have only left 2 name cards with me. So I really hope that in the next coming of years, or in the next coming of our missions, you guys will be part of our delegation. I really look forward, especially for the South Asian market, to be Letitia back to Indian market. We also serve and Chris to be here, of course.
Thank you. Ranjit, Ranjit.
I think the wedding industry is doing fantastic, right? How we can improvise is how can we value add to what we are already doing. Like Soledin said, the numbers are growing. We are preferred destination wedding for India, and we all know India is a country of many billionaires. So is Bangladesh. Um, how can we value add? Weddings, destination weddings is about visibility. It's about being seen. It's about party. It's about looking good. So from my perspective is you add in the aesthetics into it, the treatment. In Malaysia, our standards of our doctors, we have got a very good standing internationally, right? So even our aesthetic clinics, we are well regulated. So the treatments are good. So how can we value add? How can we cross sell this to the tourists that come so they spend more? That is the way, one way we can look and we can add value to the whole wedding equation.
In summary, don't worry about the money, just come. Amden Capital is here. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you our panelists. Let's give them a baby round of
Thank you.
applause. Thank you, Letitia. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tourism Malaysia, Mr. Solehuddin Ahmad, and thank you, Ranjit Singh.